everybody, I'm Colin from QuattroSport, and this is our Copenhagen Blue Sport Quattro. We picked this up 2 weeks ago from out in California, and we're literally in awe that we even had the opportunity to have it. We've been looking for one for at least a few years. We were the high bidder on one on Bring a Trailer at one point and didn't get it, and then tried to get a few more that were in Europe and didn't get them. And so when this one came up with the opportunity to get one that not only was in Copenhagen Blue but already in the United States, didn't need to be shipped overseas, which is something we're super accustomed to. We do it all the time, but to not have to do it with a car like this was even better. And so a few weeks ago I flew out to California, took a look at it and shook hands on it, and it's hard to believe it's here. Shit, dude.
You stoked or what?
How could I not be, you know? This is wild. I never thought this would happen. We missed this car 2 years ago when it came up for sale.
Really?
This one, yeah. We called and asked the number, and we're like, and just not ready to do it and make that kind of investment. And then after missing it, your willingness shifts after you miss a car, always.
How long have you been chasing one of these?
I think we've been talking about it since we started QuattroSport. So we've been talking about it for...
Well, it's named after it.
Yeah, right. We've been talking about it, but I don't think we were really serious until this one got away from us. And then it was like, okay, maybe we actually want to do it. And then we were a high bidder on one on Bring a Trailer, but they wouldn't sell it to us for the number, and it didn't meet reserve.
Yep.
So we were getting more serious, but that one had been really modded, and Steve Bedore had raced it. And so it was it wasn't exactly what we wanted. It was red. And we always wanted malachite green or Copenhagen blue. So I think we weren't really committed to that one either. So I think we were only really serious 5 minutes after this came up for sale.
I drove it off, man. It was.
We're off to a start here, huh? That's better. This is the first real drive I had it on. We took it around the corner in Worcester the other day.
Yeah.
Urban streets of Worcester. Not that fun, very nerve-wracking. And it wasn't very far.
It's just exciting having it on the road.
Yeah.
Not even going fast, just existing.
Yeah, if you want adrenaline and cortisol in your blood, yeah, you could drive this thing around the city streets. And they're not that fast. I mean, this one's way quicker, but even the RS2, I've taken people out in it who aren't used to it, and they're so laggy that until you get them up higher in RPM, it's not that impressive, right? And so people are always like, oh, I was expecting more, but it's you just gotta operate them at high RPM, and you gotta kind of remember that it was 1985, 1995. People's expectations were different. What a treat, huh? What a joy.
It's definitely hard not to giggle.
Yeah, I think if you remove some of the pressure of knowing how rare it is, and you could just drive it, it's a fantastic driving car. I mean, just the condition is unbelievable. It's only got 7,000 original miles on it, which is, sport quattros are pretty low mileage typically, but even this is even lower. And to have it in this color, it's completely stock. There is nothing non-stock about it, which isn't surprising given the low mileage. In 2013, I bought my first Quattro. And it's funny because when I had that car, everybody would say like it's a really nice Sirocco. I think it was like a wide body kit on a Sirocco or something. There wasn't as much awareness even 15 years ago about the history of Audi and rally. You know, I think Ken Block did a lot for the general public's understanding. So my first one, you know, was just a sort of lesser known car. People honked at it and thought it was a cool 80s car, but didn't really know a lot about it. But the driving experience was great. I mean, that was an American 10-valve 5-cylinder. Later on through the business, we ended up importing a couple of RR spec Quattros, which is the 20-valve 5-cylinder that, you know, was only available in Europe. And I think, you know, in retrospect, the 10-valve does seem a little bit underpowered and like it's not as good of an experience. And I think Audi realized that because in 1990 and 91 they upgraded the motor, you know, to have that extra power in the car made it that much more enjoyable. And then, you know, and then you go to this and you realize they were on sort of a similar progression, and I see what they were doing, because this is probably the best driving experience. The power comes on very suddenly, and there's a lot of it. You know, the back of this thing now, we got a license plate that says QuattroSport on it. It's pretty cool. Does this meet our expectations for touching the paint? It's pretty nice. The car this is for is narrower and longer, but that's pretty good. That's gonna keep it low key. What do we say if someone says, "What's under the cover?"
Yeah, just another RR.
Just a Quattro. Don't worry about it.
So what are the plans for this?
I don't know. Is the short answer. It's gonna stay. We'll do video on the runway.
Yep.
Next week, and then we gotta edit. I really wasn't gonna hype it at all until we were done.
Yeah. With
the video stuff, and then if you saw the fly through the building on Instagram, like the virtual tour.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's glass that looks through the storage area. It'll probably just sit on the other side of that glass.
Yeah.
So like if you're in the lobby, you can see it, but you know, kids can't touch it in the lobby. So that's probably where it'll live, and then we'll have fun with it. I don't know. Every time we get a show car, we get like a better show car, and then we like, okay, what do we do with the next one? It's like with the RS2, and that was like the low mileage RS2 was the only show car, and then we've got the modified RS2, and we're like, okay, we sold that one. Now like we always gotta have an RS2 though. I feel like. But this is what's above this.
Yeah. Joe, have you ever worked on one of these?
I've never even seen one.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing comes even close to this. Like, no words.
I mean, underneath it's just it's just like a regular Quattro.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot different about it, but like so much of it is similar.
First time I
Similar subframe, so it's got tubular control on it.
adjustable.
What do you think, boss?
It's surreal. I don't know. It's like, is this happening?